Thanks for joining me back on the Gameroom for another pickup video. Before I begin, I wanted to quickly show something on the TV. I'm not sure if you can see it from here, but my first subscriber is Sam from Contagious Collection. He's done 2 shout outs on his channel for me, and which I thoroughly appreciate. So I wanted to put him in the background there as a bit of a thank you. I know that there is not a very big viewership at the moment on my channel, but hopefully over time when things grow, and hopefully they do grow a bit, you might like to check out Sam's channel at Contagious Collection. So thanks again, Sam, for the 2 shout outs that you have done. I thoroughly appreciate it, and thanks for being my first subscriber. Let's have a look. We've got a mix of things, which I think most of my pickups videos are a bit of a mix of things. I've got video games first, and then we'll get into a few other things as well. So EB Games had a sale before Christmas and a sale after Christmas as well. And this is one that I found that was selling new for $20. So as you see there, they originally were trying to sell Resident Evil 3 on Xbox One for $100. And then it has been going down in price, but $20, I know that this one is not supposed to be as good as the remake of Resident Evil 2, but they are both games that I really enjoyed playing back when I first got a PlayStation, and I couldn't pass this up for $20. I'm hoping to pick up number 2, but that one is a bit more expensive. It's funny because the pre-owned copies of this game at the moment going for a lot more than the new copies. So $20 for this one. I think you can buy it pre-owned from EB Games for somewhere $28 and up. I don't think it's less than that. So that was, I was really happy to find that one. Okay, in my local area, I went to a garage sale and found a stack of games. I actually went into that garage sale and it was, I went up to where the garage sale sign was, and it was in the person's driveway. So it said on the sign that the garage sale was happening inside the house. So I followed the sign in and then knocked on the door, didn't hear anyone, went inside, opened the door because it was just like a fly screen. So I thought, surely there's somebody in there. Went inside and it was set up, blocked off with a bunch of items, but there was nobody there except some music playing in the house, and I could hear somebody in the house. Then somebody had come out, a guy came out from around the side, and he said, "Oh!" He said, "Oh, you scared me." I said, "Yeah, I've been banging and knocking, sorry about that." And then I asked if he had any video games, and he pointed me to a couple that I'd missed when I did my first walk around. So I did a walk around at the place. I asked him if he had any video games, and he pointed me to a couple of these, and I said, "Do you have any more?" And he said, "Oh, I'll see." And so he went out and he actually found me some more. That was not part of it. So I ended up getting a bit of a mix from that garage sale in varying condition. So the first one that I'll show here is the Xbox One, a disc-only copy of Forza Horizon 3. This one is set in Australia, and because it is set in Australia, it has not gone down in price. It is fairly popular. Well, it's very popular in Australia. So it is still selling for somewhere around the 25 plus mark for copies of this game online. But I was happy to pick up a disc only because I got all these that I'm about to show for $20 all up. So when it comes down to it, it's only a few dollars. I got a copy of Skate 3, and I hear that this one's really good. I haven't had much of an interest in it, but to get it for next to nothing was too good to pass up. And this copy of the disc is really scratched up, so even if I wanted to try and play that one, I'd have to get it resurfaced, which I think I can do for around $3 or $4. So because I hear this one's a really good one, I might just do that. Might get it resurfaced and have a go. In amongst all those games was also Xbox One copy of Rare Replay and Gears of War Ultimate Edition. This is my copy. This isn't the one that I picked up in the garage sale. I'm just holding it up as an example. Because I already had this one and because it doesn't go for very much money online, it's a less than $15 copy, I actually gave this one to my mate Ash, who might even be watching this. He watches a couple of these. And it has a bunch of Nintendo 64 games that have been redone, which I thought he would be keen on. So I passed this one on to him. I really like this. I really like the Rare Replay games and the things that the new things that they've brought to those games, like as in the rewind features and the save anywhere features and things like that. So I'm happy to have my copy, and yeah, I think that he would enjoy those ones, so I'll pass it on. There's a disc-only copy of Forza Motorsport 6. I have no interest in keeping this one. All of my car racing games I play on my force feedback Xbox 360 setup. I've made it like an arcade machine, so I play them all on that. And although there are some good car racing games that I have played on the Xbox One, I don't have much of an interest in keeping the discs. Okay, the other ones that he found when I asked if they had any other video games, he went and found 2 PS4 games. One of those is Borderlands 3. I don't have a PlayStation 4, so these ones will hopefully sell for a little bit of money. I know they're not expensive games, but I'll put them up online to see what I can get. Borderlands 3, I don't have too much of an interest in playing because I haven't played the other ones. I do have the other ones on the Xbox 360. No, I think I only have number 2, but I haven't played any of them. So not sure if that would have even been of interest if I had got it on something that I could play. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I believe this one is an online only title. Not entirely sure about that, but I believe so. Did a little bit of hunting at some op shops and managed to find a few things that were of value. So these 5 titles were from the one Salvation Army store. They were $4 each, which is probably why they were sitting there when I got there. They aren't titles that jump out as being either really good ones or expensive ones. So again, that's another reason that they're probably sitting there. A little bit more expensive than the normal games that are at that store, and not as popular titles. So on the Wii, we have Sniper Elite. This is a light gun shooter, and it also, well, you can use it as a light gun shooter. It also has full movement with a controller, but it is not supposed to be a good copy of this Sniper Elite game. So it's one that I'm looking to sell rather than keep. Spyborgs is a Wii title that I hadn't heard of before, but as soon as I saw Capcom, I thought I'd better have a look to see if it's worth anything. It's not worth much. I bought it for 4, hoping that it might sell for around 15. See how we go. It is a 2-player co-op game, but as I've said in the past, my sons and I don't go back and play the Wii games really at all. The only ones that we do play are the light gun shooters, and so this one is not a keeper. Then they had a couple of Guitar Hero games. Warriors of Rock. This one goes for around the 15 plus mark in Australia, but my copy's not in the greatest shape. So it's in good condition, but not in great condition. So I'm not sure how much that will go for. And this one looks like it goes for a lot more. Guitar Hero Van Halen. I'm not sure if that is because it is harder to find, or just because of the interest in Van Halen since he passed away recently. It might be a little bit of both, but when you look this one up, there are a lot of copies on eBay, and they seem to be going around the $40 mark, but then there are people who are dropping the price as more and more come online. So we'll see how we go. Hopefully make a little bit of money out of that one. Alright, this one is a as I said, I got this with the Wii games. This was $4 as well. This is Time Crisis Raising Storm on the PS3. It also comes with Time Crisis 4 and Dead Storm Pirates. So this would be great if you were somebody who was looking at light gun shooters on PS3. So this one looks like a real cracker. But I don't have a PS3, so it's not something that I'll be holding on to. Actually, I've already sold this one. It didn't sell for a great deal, but it did sell super fast. I think it was $13.99, and as soon as I put it up, it was sold within the hour. At a different op shop, I saw a copy of SimCity 2000. This is the DOS CD. There is a floppy disk edition of this as well, but this is the CD version. I couldn't leave this one behind. I wasn't sure if it was worth anything or not, but you do not find these big box PC games very often anymore in any place like op shops and things in Australia. You just don't see them. So when I saw this for $4, I had to grab this, even though I didn't know if it was worth any money. It comes with 2 massive manuals. So you've got your SimCity 2000 manual and the Urban Renewal Kit, which is an expansion, I believe. And then it came with like a toy catalogue, registration card, and a guarantee card, and the disc which comes with SimCity 2000 game and a bunch of other things as well. That one I put up online for $39.99, but free postage on that one, and it sold straight away as well. So I'm hoping it doesn't cost too much to send this one and make a little bit of money for that one. I didn't have any interest in holding on to this one. I'm sure it's probably a good game, but my son that plays a little bit of the simulation stuff is into the newer stuff when he's playing simulation. So to go back to something like this would be pretty hard going. So not something that I'd plan on keeping. If you have not seen my video on light gun shooters, and specifically my Time Crisis 2 light gun arcade setup, then please check out those videos. I know I have at least one of those up at the moment. It's a 3-part series, and hopefully they're all up by the time you see this, but they may not be, so please check out those as they come up, or if they're up already, check those out. And this is one that I spoke about in part 2. I did not have it at the time. It is Gunfighter 2 Revenge of Jesse James on PlayStation 2. It is a duck and cover shooter like Time Crisis 2 and Time Crisis series in general, where you use the pedal to pop out a cover. My copy here didn't come in very good condition. So my copy here was imported from the UK. I know in Australia, when I was watching different auctions go and different eBay listings, that this one was going for quite a bit of money. So talking in Australia about $35 or more. So I got this one from the UK for a little bit cheaper, not in the greatest condition. I was hoping it would be a bit better, but that's fine. It came with the manual and the case, and I'm just glad to have it and have not spent a fortune on it. That is it for the video games for this video, but I picked up some odds and ends that I'd like to show before I finish up. Here is the only vinyl record that I picked up for this period, 20 Happening Hits Volume 2, which is a Majestic stereo release, which is a budget label in Australia that releases a lot of these, or released, I shouldn't say releases. It released a lot of these type of packs. This is a one vinyl, one record collection, and it has a bunch of hits at the time. For a budget label, it actually has some good ones. So it has things like, most people I know think that I'm crazy by the Aztecs, the theme from Shaft by Isaac Hayes, who is famous for being the voice of Chef on South Park, or used to be before he left. Oh, Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers. It's got an Elton John song on there, and a bunch of other things as well. So this was $1, and to pick that up for $1 was a good find. This one came from eBay, $14. And there are a bunch of these different types of LED party lights listed. I shouldn't say a bunch of different ones, they're all the same. So a bunch of different LED party light disco balls listed on eBay. And I picked this one, I just picked the cheapest one. So it came with a box, which I was surprised about actually. I thought it would just come by itself. So it had a box that's got a little manual in it. It's actually got a suction cup like what you would see with a mobile phone mount. And it came with a remote control as well, with a battery in it, which, I mean, for $14 for all of that, and I'll hopefully show you it working as well. It also has a bunch of different features with it. At the moment it has a swirl feature going, but you can hit that remote and to turn that off. So to stop it from swirling, you can actually turn down the speed. You can change the lights and the different colors that are happening, a whole bunch of things. Okay, with the lights off, you can see that it is letting out a bit more light than with the lights on. But there it is in the dark. I know it's a bit hard to see on this camera. This is a bit of a shot of the arcades where I normally do my shooting. And so you can see that it is fairly good type of LED disco ball for $14. Even if it doesn't last a great deal of time, the kids love it. It's been great over New Year's and Christmas to pop it on down in the game room and have the place kind of lit up in that way at nighttime has been good fun. So $14 can't go wrong, and I highly recommend those. When I looked it up, it was just, I looked up disco ball and just went for the cheapest ones. And as I said, this one's called the LED party light with the remote. Last few things that I'll fly through. 3 pool cues from the op shop, $2 each. Right, last thing that I picked up was this one for $15. This is a wire display rack. It looks like it was used for something like maybe postcards or pamphlets. My wife suggested that maybe it was a stack to stack pamphlets on in a shop, and it looks about right to be that. So this was $15 from the op shop. When I saw it, I grabbed it straight away. I didn't even see if this would be something that I could use. The display racks and things that you find, they look great around the room. I've got one for my records that I really like having, and I thought this would be a good addition. When I got it back, unfortunately it didn't fit some of the things that I would have hoped it would. One thing I was hoping might be NES cards, but it didn't fit those. So I think I'll either be using this one for things like my light gun shooters to stack them over by the light gun arcade machine, or car racing games, and again stack them over by that arcade machine. So here it is all set up. I ended up going with the car racing games that I have, and the light gun shooters ended up being able to fit on there together with only a couple of places where I've doubled up. So there's only a couple of those ones, and I've tried to put it with the same series. But I think that will look really good, and it means that it is kind of more organised, so you can have that next to the arcades instead of way away somewhere else, kept in a different corner. So really happy with that.